Bob, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Keith. Great to be here.
I'm excited to talk to you, Bob, because we're going to talk about a company called Dawn Foods, which is a company I have to admit I wasn't familiar with. But as I started to really dig deep into their business, they're an organization that is headquartered in Michigan that has this rich history, like turning at 100 years next year in the whole bakery industry. So what I'm excited to hear from you is how this company with this history is going to be transforming its business into the whole digital world. But before we get into that, let's talk about your background. So what were you doing before joining Dawn Foods?
Yeah, so the early years, I cut my teeth at big companies like American Express and GE, where I really learned great frameworks for driving revenue and market differentiation. I definitely got the internet bug probably 15 years ago, and have spent considerable time in this space, the digital e-commerce space. Most notably, I was recently at a company called Blueport Commerce, where I was their EVP GM, responsible for both the furniture.com business as well as the clients who were on the Blueport platform. Our client base was the largest furniture retailers in North America, and we were looking to take the online world into the furniture market where people historically hadn't really used the internet to buy furniture online. In Boston, we think of Wayfair, second nature, but Wayfair doesn't really sell couches and things like massive furniture. So it was a really interesting opportunity to cut my teeth on a Boston company and in an executive role.
Now let's talk about Dawn Foods. And before we get into the digital side that you're building, talk about Dawn Foods itself in terms of what the company does.
Yeah, it's a really fun company. So in Boston, I had never heard of them, but Dawn Foods is a global leader. They manufacture bakery ingredients, and they distribute those to customers across North America and certainly the world. We're 5,000 employees. We sell in over 100 countries, and if you've had a donut, you probably have had something that was made by Dawn or made with Dawn ingredients. The U.S. is our major market, but we're really all over the country.
Okay, now you're taking this company that has this rich history and helping it evolve into more of this digital economy. So what talk more about the team that you're building as the chief digital officer, the types of things that you'll be focused on.
Yeah, we're building a great team here. So I joined the company earlier this year. More recently, we hired two really strong Boston e-commerce veterans. One gentleman from Keurig, and we also hired a woman who spent her early days in TripAdvisor on the product management front. So we're building the foundation for a really strong team here. The initial mandate is frankly about online ordering, e-commerce, and some of the basics of the digital world. As we nail those things, we have a roadmap that includes loyalty programs and other ways of engagement with the customer. At the end of the day, these folks are bakers, so it's all about what recipe do I need to make, and then how can I translate that recipe into the ingredients I need, and can you get that to me in a way that I haven't before I'm thinking about? So bakers manage their business day to day. They aren't necessarily thinking about next week or next month. And if we can, in our online ordering component, if we can also tease out, hey, the next big holiday is coming up, get these things now, test these recipes, and so you'll be fully ready to grow your revenue and to please your customers when that holiday arrives. So that's really the level of engagement beyond a basic online ordering tool that we are looking at for our near-term roadmap. Long-term, it's robotics in the supply chain world. It's how do you automate the distribution center? It's all kind of aspects about, I would call it business model transformation that digital is certainly going to be the impetus for. And so it's a really exciting opportunity because folks are going to be able to grow a company, and the folks on the digital team are also going to be able to, I think, radically change the food services industry. So I think it's a super exciting opportunity, and that's what attracted me to the opportunity.
So why did Dawn Foods choose Boston to build this innovation center? And what are you hiring for in terms of the team?
Yeah, so the logical answer to that would be they hired a chief digital officer who lives in Boston. Boston became the hub. Well, the reality is we did look at lots of markets, and I do consider Boston one of the top 3 or 4 digital markets in the United States. So certainly we wanted to look in the Boston market, but we did look in other markets, Chicago being one. But we just found the talent pool in Boston was amazing, and the ecosystem of other digital hubs and other companies. The healthcare industry is creating a lot of digital hubs in the Boston and Cambridge market. There is actually a lot of food services in Boston. And so the talent pool here is just, I think, second to none. Some of the roles we're looking for, I would say they're on the technology side. So there would be full stack developers and engineers. We certainly want some QA and testing folks. And then on the product management side, we want to build out a pretty robust product manager group at different levels of the organization. And then UX will be the other key job to fill this year. So all told, I think we're looking to have a team of 10. So we can really hit the ground running in January and build the initial online ordering capability. And then we'll add more people to the team as the opportunity continues to grow. And I think it'll be a very exciting opportunity in Boston for this group.
So why is now the ideal opportunity to join this team at Dawn Foods?
So I think the opportunity to get in on the ground floor is amazing. And so a lot of times we think about like, who do you hire and how do you hire? And so I just share with you quickly, I hire folks that are going to, be curious, inquisitive, people who are going to be driven to achievement, really thinking about customer outcomes they're trying to drive as opposed to just releasing features. I also think as we're building the team, we want cultural enhancers. We don't just want a cultural fit. And so the opportunity to be that fourth, fifth, or sixth employee here, that person gets to help shape that culture, right? As opposed to have to fit in. And I think the opportunity for Dawn Foods and for the Digital Innovation Hub in Boston, we're all about creating the vision for this company and creating the vision for the industry. And it's just such a unique opportunity. And you marry that with a privately held, family-run business that's super focused on relationships. It's really just a unique opportunity and a unique culture to join. And something that I think will stand out from other digital teams and or technology hubs in the Boston area.
Well, if you are interested in exploring opportunities at Dawn Foods and being part of this innovation hub team in Boston, that's you're part of this organization that's an industry leader, but helping almost being like a startup within a global leader and taking it to the next level in this whole digital economy. You can check out their job listings on VentureFizz, which is venturefizz.com/Dawn-Foods. And on their biz page, you'll see a complete list of their openings. Bob, thanks so much for taking the time to walk us through all the great things that Dawn Foods is up to, as well as your team.
Great, Keith. Thank you. I enjoyed it.